Right now it's 19 before the top of the hour, y'all. We got attorney Ben Crump on right now with some breaking stories. Ben, what up? Good morning, man.
Good morning, Fred, and thank you to you and the Brad and Gary and everybody with the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Because of you and people who use their voice, we had a great day yesterday for equal justice in both Ahmaud Arbery's case and Breonna Taylor's case. As many of you know, Rickey, the third person who was in the video that we all saw with our own eyes chasing Ahmaud Arbery for over 4 minutes, William Rowdy Bryan, was arrested and charged with felony murder and criminal intent to commit false imprisonment of Ahmaud Arbery. And that was incredible because it sent the message that everybody involved in this lynch mob that executed Ahmaud Arbery in broad daylight is going to have to come to the court of law and take account for their actions in the death of this young man.
Right. Now, Ben, breaking stories, breaking news on the case in Louisville, Kentucky, and you said Senator Rand Paul got involved with that case?
Absolutely, Rickey. I mean, the strangest bedfellow I ever would imagine. The breaking news on Breonna Taylor, and we got to keep saying her name. Breonna Taylor was the young lady who was executed in her own apartment when the police executed a dangerous, I believe, unconstitutional no-knock search warrant. And the police chief was forced to resign yesterday, so it's a step towards justice. But as you mentioned, Frat, Senator Rand Paul, a very conservative Republican senator from the state of Kentucky, who is Breonna lived in his district, he went on the record, Rickey Smiley, and said that I agree with the lawyers and the family. These dangerous no-knock warrants should be abolished because it is foreseeable that innocent law-abiding people will be hurt or killed. And Breonna Taylor is exhibit number one.
Now, Ben, we was talking, when I called you, we was talking. So, Ben, what's going on with the police officers that's responsible and the police chief of the Louisville Police Department? What's going on with them?
Great question, Rickey. Because you and the Rickey Smiley audience across the nation and all these brothers and sisters been calling, demanding the mayor either make the police chief terminate these reckless 3 Louisville Metropolitan Police officers who violated all kind of violations and lied in the affidavit, Rickey, to get the search warrant for Breonna in the first place. Well, we said they need to be terminated, and if the police chief won't terminate them, you need to terminate the police chief. And if you don't terminate the police chief, we gonna terminate you at the election polls in November. And so we see it's already happening. So I believe that these officers will be terminated and they will be arrested. And I also believe Kenny Walker, Breonna's boyfriend, remember who they arrested and charged with attempted murder, Rickey, for defending his counsel. He's facing life in prison. Well, a black councilwoman said that he was a hero for defending his house and defending his woman and defending their lives. And the police union came out against her like crazy, saying they think it's just outrageous that this woman would call a man who shot a police officer a hero. And then, Rickey, I was so proud to stand with that sister, and we got to tell people to stand with Councilwoman Jessica Green, because what did Kenny Walker do that any other American citizen wouldn't have done? And if your husband or boyfriend didn't try to protect his family, we would call him a coward. And because he did, Kenny Walker is a hero, and those charges need to be dropped against him immediately.
It's sad that the wheels of justice turn real slow for black folks. 2 months in the Arbery's case, And now the police chief gets to retire and get a pension every month. And then the 3 police officers, they get fired or whatever, or might get fired or whatever, and don't face any type of murder charges or whatever other charge they could get for killing that young lady, a woman, as she lay in bed in the house. And the fact that they lied on the affidavit, but black folks could be running from the police and no threat to anybody, unarmed, and get the death penalty, get shot down in the streets like dogs immediately. But it takes people calling, and the wheels of justice turn real slow for black people, right? Right?
It really does. And Ricky, I'll just say, it always has to be a fight for us just to get simple justice, equal justice. And like you talked about, Ricky, so many times, we got. We cannot trust this system to do justice for us. We have to make it do justice for us. Like Thurgood Marshall said, when they wrote the Constitution, they never had us in mind. We were 3/5 of a human being. But we gonna make the Constitution ours because we are American citizens.
Absolutely, this country was built on our backs, and ain't nobody finna go nowhere. We gonna protect ourselves. You got black folks out here arming up, prepared to protect themselves or whatever. It's not the 60s. I don't believe in kneeling and getting in a circle praying for nothing no more, cause that ain't working. And I'm sorry. I'm not advocating violence, Ben, but I'm talking about, man, if nothing changes, nothing changes, right? People only gonna mess with folks that they know they can mess with. We have to do everything we're supposed to do legally, but at the same time, you have a right to bear arms like everybody else. And if you look at all these Facebook and YouTube videos, black folks ain't taking no ish no more. We just conditioned to just turn the other cheek and go to church and pray, and ain't man, don't get, I get real mad about that, for them to walk in that apartment and kill a woman and then put the black man in jail for trying to protect her. And then now the city councilwoman is Miss Jessica Green is getting all kind of backlash, probably death threats from some of them from some of these people that supporting the police officers, and they was dead wrong. At what point do people stand up? White silence is a problem. This is what angers me about the Democratic Party. This is what angers me about the LGBT community and the Me Too, #MeToo movement. Don't nobody go out there and stand on the front lines when Black Lives Matter is out there standing up, but because now it looked like black folks just complaining again. So if I see somebody assaulted somebody in a parking lot and I do nothing and I turn and look the other way, that make me just as guilty as the person that's doing the assault. And Ben, I tell you, when all of these organizations and these mega churches, Jamal Bryant step up, Pastor Freddie Haynes step up, the pastors that I know and associate with step up, we don't see a lot of these folks, man, they got big followings and big congregations and stuff, and a lot of celebrities, they got billions of dollars or whatever, they might donate to a HBCU or something, but I don't see none of them on the front line. I ain't ever seen them on the front line getting involved in civil rights stuff or whatever, because they just so scared to ruffle some feathers, and the thing about it is, I'd rather die poor, broke, and in a gutter and have stood for something than to die with all the riches of the world and stood for nothing. You understand what I'm saying, Fred? I put that on the shield, dog. Real talk. That's how I feel.
I hear you, Fred. And as I've said oftentimes, before I be a puppy dog lawyer, I'll be no lawyer at all, because we got to speak truth to power. Too many people sacrificed for us. Our grandparents and our ancestors, they got dogs sick on them. They got water hose on them. Everything. They died for us to be able to get the right to education and to have a better opportunity at the American dream. And then we get all of this, and when our people need us most, we don't say anything. And I agree with you, Ricky. It's a shame when you your influence.
Hey, Ben, hey, dog team, I love you, man. You one of my all-time favorite frat brothers. I don't care what nobody say about you, man. You doing things, man. People don't know what you dealing with and what you go through, bro. We get on the phone and we talk all through the night, going through some of this stuff and cry together on the phone and try to figure out how we gonna help these people, man. But it ain't me, bro. It's you. I just let you just use the platform to do what you got to do, man. I love you, man, and I want you to be safe and keep doing what you're doing. You can call in anytime. Ben, real quick, let everybody know how you can be reached.
At Attorney Crump, let's keep the March for Justice going on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We'll keep giving updates, Rickey Smiley. I love you, Frat, more than you can ever know.
Root to the Q's. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show up next.